Okay, right, it's recording. Okay, well, good afternoon. Welcome again, because I think one or two people have joined since the start. On the 19th of June 1964, 58 years ago, Comrade Kim Jong Il began working at the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea. This is a very important anniversary that's marked not only in People's Korea, in the DPRK itself, but in other countries where organisations such as KFA and Juche Idea study groups either issue statements or hold a meeting like this to mark it. And the reason for this is because it's a very important anniversary, because the role of the Workers' Party of Korea can never be understated. It goes without saying that the Workers' Party of Korea plays a pivotal role in the Korean Revolution and the building of socialism. The Workers' Party of Korea is the general staff of the Korean Revolution, and it makes selfless and devoted efforts for the people. It is the still strong party of Juche and Songham. And in fact, just quickly breaking off from my prepared text, yesterday, the fifth plenary meeting of the 8th Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea was held in Pyongyang. And, you know, at that meeting, it was stressed that the leading role of the party in society should be increased, and also the struggle against anti-socialist and non-socialist elements should be intensified. So when Comrade Kim Jong Il 58 years ago started work at the Central Committee of the WPK, Workers' Party of Korea, he took on a very responsible role. He did so not at an easy time, but at one of the most difficult times, when the socialist camp and international communist movement were being torn apart by modern revisionism, which had appeared towards the end of the 1950s. The big power chauvinists tried to force modern revisionism on countries such as the DPRK and others. When modern revisionism appeared, the imperialists, led by the US, stepped up their aggressive moves against the socialist camp. For example, in 1962, they caused the Caribbean crisis, or as it is known in the West, the Cuban Missile Crisis. And they also stepped up their aggression in Vietnam. The DPRK had come under pressure from two sides, the US on the one side and the Soviet modern revisionists on the other side. On the one hand, the US imperialists stepped up their aggressive machinations against the DPRK, and on the other hand, the revisionists put economic pressure on the DPRK. The DPRK, led by Comrade Kim Il-sung, strongly upheld independence, anti-revisionism and socialism, despite the sabotage of the revisionists and imperialists. Comrade Kim Jong Il was a determined anti-revisionist. While studying at Kim Il-sung University, the highest institution of learning in the DPRK, he wrote many works exposing modern revisionism, such as The Characteristics of Modern Imperialism and Its Aggressive Nature, On the Appearance of Modern Revisionism, and On the Reactionary Nature of Modern Revisionism and Our Party's Revolutionary Stand in the Anti-Revisionist Struggle. When he started work at the Central Committee of the WPK, Comrade Kim Jong Il made sure that the WPK maintained a strong anti-revisionist position. He dealt a telling blow to the anti-party revisionists who tried to emasculate the revolutionary traditions of the Workers' Party of Korea, which were rooted in the anti-Japanese armed struggle, and fought to establish the monolithic ideological system of Juche and ensure the purity of ideology of the party based on the ideas of the great leader, Comrade Kim Il-sung. As Comrade Kim Jong-il pointed out, we must see to it that all party organizations wage a powerful struggle to eliminate the remnants of the reactionary and opportunist ideology spread by the anti-party revisionists who have been recently exposed and smashed, in the quotation. The struggle that unfolded under the leadership of Comrade Kim Jong-il was in itself an important struggle against both revisionism and imperialism, which tried to subvert the Korean Revolution from within and derail it from the tracks of anti-imperialism and anti-revisionism. As Comrade Kim Jong-il stressed, recently the aggressive machinations of the US imperialists became more blatant and the revisionist wind blew heavily from outside. Those steeped in bourgeois ideology and flunkyism availed themselves of this and opposed the party, end of quote. Comrade Kim Jong-il, whilst working at the Central Committee of the Workers' Party, turned his attention to the economy, and he smashed bourgeois and revisionist economic theories. At the time, the revisionists were spreading erroneous theories about the slowing down of economic growth in socialist society. Of course, this was a sophistry and a fig leaf to cover up the lack of ideological zeal and incompetent management of the socialist economy. The revisionists tried to spread theories about placing one-sided emphasis on material incentives. On the 13th of June 1967, speaking to officials of the Central Committee of the WPK, Comrade Kim Jong-il smashed these theories, saying that the theory of slowing down economic growth for the sake of equilibrium was, and I quote, a revisionist theory which is blind to the superiority of the socialist system. It is a very harmful capitulationist tendency to retreat in the building of the socialist economy. In the late 1970s, Comrade Kim Jong-il again hit out at revisionism in his speech, "Let us increase the party's fighting efficiency and bring about a fresh turn in the building of socialism," which put forward the strategic slogan, "Let us live our own way." He said that revisionism is a reflection of capitalist ideology that has cropped up in the communist movement and is the most dangerous counter-revolutionary ideological trend. Later in his 1981 speech on further improving party ideological work, Comrade Kim Jong-il called for combating revisionist and bourgeois ideology. At the turn of the late 1980s and early 1990s, socialism in the USSR and some other countries was frustrated due to the insidious and toxic influence of modern revisionism, particularly glasnost and perestroika. Comrade Kim Jong-il, in his seminal work, Fundamentals of Revolutionary Party Building, which was published in 1992, reaffirmed his principled opposition to revisionism, saying that the idea which is directly antagonistic to the socialist idea is the bourgeois idea, but the bourgeois idea cannot prevent the attraction of the socialist idea. The bourgeois idea that reflects the avaricious demands of the exploited class cannot conceal its reactionary nature no matter what hypocrisy is used to embellish it. It's natural that the working masses should accept the socialist idea, which reflects the demand for independence, instead of the bourgeois idea, which reflects the demands of the exploited class that infringe upon their independence. Therefore, the imperialists and capitalists have used revisionism, which is a revision of the socialist idea, to cater to their desires as an ideological instrument. As it was in the present, as it was in the past, so at present too, revisionism is the main threat to the accomplishment of the socialist cause. Being the reflection of the bourgeois idea which emerged in the communist movement, revisionism has prevented revolutionary transition to socialism in capitalist countries and has been used by the imperialists as their ideological instrument in their strategy of peaceful transition by opening the road to the return of capitalism in socialist countries. No matter how carefully modern revisionism may disguise itself, we must identify its reactionary nature and categorically oppose and reject it. Thus, throughout his several decades of work at the Central Committee of the Workers' Party of Korea, Comrade Kim Jong Il raised high the banner of anti-revisionism and made a decisive contribution to the cause of revolutionary party building. And the legacy of this is the Workers' Party of Korea, which is today leading the successful building of socialism in People's Korea, and has led the Korean people to overcome the recent epidemic of fever. So we pay high tribute to Comrade Kim Jong Il and his work in leading the Workers' Party of Korea. Thank you for listening, comrades.